Next speaker up is Stefan Röhrl, CEO and co-founder of Hempgroup Germany, talking about creating a cannabis brand with lasting power. Thank you, Germany.
Ah, okay. So you know Germany a bit. Yeah, welcome. Welcome after the coffee break. Nice to see so many of you here at the second day of the conference. The second day is always the more hardest. For me it is. And a special thanks to... Oh! You're good. Special thanks to Carla and to taking care of us and making this event happen here. Yeah, speaking about cannabis, creating a cannabis brand with lasting power. This is what we have done in the last 6 years in Germany, becoming one of the leading CBD companies in Germany. I will tell you a bit about that, but I think right now the hottest topic in the cannabis industry in the world, especially for me, is the upcoming legalization in Germany. And I will tell you also a few things about that and how we can make business with a non-profit cannabis legalization model. But let's start with what we did with Hempgroup since 2018, when me and my partners found this company. We are totally bootstrapped, we have no investors, and we had a quite successful journey behind us. Started as a more or less grow shop, and then realized that that's not the way to go. And then we founded our first cannabis brand, the CBD brand, Hempgroup. That's more a lifestyle brand for CBD drops, tinctures, cosmetics, hemp protein. After that, we found Happy Buds. Happy Buds is more a brand for smoking products. There we sell CBD flowers, CBD hash, CBD vape pens, everything. What's I would say recreational cannabis, how it was legal since the last 6 years in Germany. That means everything without THC. But in the end, more or less the same products. Then we can start selling hopefully in the next couple of years. And then in 2020, we start our retail brand, Redo, and open up 5 retail stores all over Germany to get direct contact to the customers, get direct feedback of all the products. Last year, we take over one of our competitors, Green Gold. They were in trouble because they had not the best business idea, but they had like up to 17 retail stores, but we closed down, I think, 10 of them because they was not profitable. But yeah, we had some. One of our most successful businesses also our affiliate program. We run a quite successful affiliate program together with the Süddeutsche Zeitung. The Süddeutsche Zeitung is the second biggest newspaper in Germany, the most conservative newspaper. So when this newspaper will report about CBD and about cannabis, the people will trust them. So they have a good reputation, and that helps us a lot to transfer this reputation to all of our own brands. And we start to have like a CBD ranking on all that on their web domain, and start making good e-commerce sales with the help of the big newspaper. Yeah, building a cannabis brand with lasting powers on a regulated market, a hardly regulated market, especially when it comes to CBD. In Germany, CBD is kind of legal as long as it doesn't contain more than 0.2% of THC. But that doesn't mean that you can sell CBD weed with 0.2 THC. Even if you try to sell weed with 0.2 THC, you can get in big troubles. You can end up in jail because the law says you have to make sure that nobody can get high from CBD weed with 0.2 THC. And they say, in theory, if you take like 15 grams, roll 30 joints out of it, and smoke all of this within 30 minutes, there is a theory that you can get high from it. So that why we just decide, in the end, we had to destroy the beautiful flower and wash them down to reduce the THC content even to under 0.05, so that we can say it's with non-detectable THC content, so nobody can get high from it. But in the end, we had to destroy the product. Afterwards, we had to bring back on CBD and some terps, because when you wash them all down, you lose everything. But that's just an example how we navigate in this restricted market in the last couple of years. And we are quite good to find solutions. We don't think in problems, we think in solutions. But now I would say let's talk a little bit about what's coming up in Germany. Like we see here, Europe is expected to be one of the, if not the greatest, biggest legal cannabis market in the world in the upcoming years. Like we say, it's a potential of 60 billion euros per year. Like just last week, the cannabis law got through the German parliament, and we all hope that from 1st of April, maybe a bit later, because it always takes time, especially when it comes to cannabis. It always takes longer than we expect. But the law passed the parliament, and we will have it in this year. That's a short overview of the potential of the market there. There are a lot of people who put big numbers out for the potential market. We have the data from New Frontier Data. They are always, I would say, a bit optimistic. That's why all our calculations based on the Hempgroup study. Hempgroup is more conservative with all the numbers. But when you bring it up, there's a potential market volume in Germany between 4 billion if you listen to Hempgroup, or up to 12 billion if you listen to New Frontier Data and all the companies who are selling smoking papers. So they get also a quite good idea of what is consumed. Because when you see it right now, the cannabis market in Germany, just 5% of them is medical. That means 95% is like black market stuff. So you don't get the real numbers. It's just an expectation. But that means 3.6 to 4.3 million cannabis users. And when you listen to Hempgroup, that's about 500,000 really hardcore consumers and about 800,000 frequent users who use it like on a weekly basis, but not on a daily basis. And that's in total 1.3 million. That's the consumers that's the most interest for all of us. And that brings us up that we will have in Germany up to 2,000 professional cannabis clubs. I think there will be much more cannabis clubs in total. I think there will be up to 5,000 to 7,000 in total. But there will be also some clubs for just activism and just a group of friends to open up a club. But I would project that there are up to 2,000 real professional cannabis clubs with a business mindset and all kinds of that. You come back later. Our target is to get 15% of it, and I will tell you how we try to get it. But I would give you some small keynotes about the new upcoming law in Germany. Cultivation and distribution point can only be associated, incorporated, so non-profit. That means clubs can only be controlled, indirected. There's no possibility that companies can open up clubs directly. Clubs has to fulfill a lot of regulations. So we are in Germany, we like to regulate everything. But that's the reason why everybody in Europe is looking up for us, and now everybody in Europe has a big eye on us and want to see how we do it. And everybody is quite sure that after a while, everybody in Europe will follow us when they see how it works. But that makes it even harder for smaller clubs, for unprofessional clubs to operate, because they have to fulfill a lot of regulations and follow a lot of rules. There are some restrictions. The German governments, they were traveling around the world. They were in Malta, in Spain, in Canada, wherever it was legal, and they set up a model that the clubs can have up to 500 members, like just in Malta. They have the same regulations. And with 500 members, the maximum they can get is 50 grams per month. That means each club can give away to their members 25 key every month. They cannot not sell it because it's non-profit, so nothing will be sold. That's why I have it in before. For us, the high quality members are the most important. When you have a club with 500 members and the members just take 10 grams a month, it's not worth the business, right? Because there's an opportunity for more. The thing is, you cannot have more than 500 members, so you have to make sure that everybody get the maximum of 50 grams every month. And one special thing is, clubs are not allowed to trade any kind of goods. We are not allowed to trade strains. We are not allowed to trade the finished product in any kind. That gives a lot of problems for the unprofessional clubs, because if a crop fails, what should you do? Don't have products for your members for 3 months? I don't think that's a good idea. Huh? That's why I think the success of the model is to have a professional running system, because otherwise, one thing is each member are just allowed to be a member in one club. So you cannot be a member in more than one club. So if your club doesn't deliver, what would you do? Go to a professional club. So that makes it even harder for smaller clubs, because you have to invest something, and then when you make failures in your production, your members will leave. So you invest a lot and have no members anymore, and you are not allowed to trade your products. Then you have a big problem. Yeah, the last point I already told. That comes up to our idea, the Luxora concept, grow, consulting, and hub for cannabis clubs. Our idea is to set up a huge facility and build up to 100 units, production units like this, because the clubs are not allowed to share anything. They are not allowed to share drying rooms. They're not allowed to share harvesting rooms. Everything has to be really separated and on their own. That's why our idea is to set up production units like this with 30 lights to produce 25 keys every 8 weeks. Each unit has their own harvest room, their own drying room, everything totally separated, entry controlled, everything. And one of the more, I think, funny rules is that just members of the clubs are allowed to touch the weed and grow the weed. So the government wants like amateurs to produce high quality products. Interesting, huh? but also for this we have a solution. Our workers will be member of the club who rented this unit. So problem solved, I would say. Huh? And it gives much more benefits if the clubs work with us. Because if we set up in a setup like this, we can have better access to cheaper energy costs and all that lowers the cost for the product in the end. The most of the clubs will start with just one unit, that they have time to grow on their own. One unit will fulfill their demands for, like, if your club is running on 50% capacity. In the beginning, it's better to grow healthy and slowly. And when you see you don't have enough, just rent another unit and you're good. When you have up to 2 or 3 units, you will have no problems, you know. Some strains takes longer and has a lower yield than others, so there is it's a bit in between. This is a more clear image of the structure that we had in mind to set up a big facility, get cannabis clubs as customers, and the clubs rented out 1 or 2 or 3 units. Our idea is that roughly the cost will be around €3 per gram for the clubs. Our model is we rent the units for them for around 35 to 40,000 euros a month. And the projected end consumer price will be around 10 euros. It depends on the quality a bit, like it is in every cannabis club. What that means that each club has a potential revenue of 250,000 every month. Too far away. Sorry, guys. Okay, no. Huh? Not really. I think the battery is empty here. Okay. Yeah, about Luxora. Me and my partner Jacob, we were traveling around the world the last 2 years and set up this idea what we can do in Germany with the upcoming regulations and law, and find the right team and find the international team. Our team is set up together with leading experts from around the world, from Canada, from Colombia, from the US, Switzerland, and for sure from Germany. This team has already made all the mistakes and experience that the German players are still facing. Because most of them I think it's easy to grow weed. Sure, it's easy to grow weed, but it's really hard to grow top shelf. And in the end, what wants the customer? Nobody wants to smoke shitty weed, right? Next, please. I just want to give you a short head up about our team. We have Jan. He's original from South Africa. He was running SwissCan in Swiss, CBD indoor facility with over 3,000 square meter production. It's about myself. I founded with my partner Philip Hempgroup in 2018. And beside that, since I was a child, I had my list what I want to do, and on my list stands always I want to have a coffee shop like in Amsterdam or so. So we opened up 15 years ago. I opened up my first cannabis social clubs in Spain. For 9 years, I had some clubs in Barcelona. Then I get a little bit bored of Barcelona, and then we moved to Ibiza, and had together with Jacob, we had our cannabis social club and in Ibiza. So we are quite experienced when it comes to cannabis clubs. Especially in Germany is that I don't like to call it social club, because in these cannabis clubs it's nothing social, because you are not allowed to smoke inside. It's just more or less like a dispensary, but not the same model like in Spain. What I loved on the model in Spain is You come together with your friends. You can watch sports. You can watch football, drink a beer, smoke a joint, and have a good time. This is for me one of the perfect models. It's we don't have to hide. We don't have to do nothing. We just have a good time. Yeah, and then it's Jacob. He's from Swiss. He together with Jan found Swiss Can. Philip, he's from Munich, from Germany. He's a board member of the business association, Cannabis Business Association in Germany. So he is our expert when it comes to compliance, regulations. The last, I would say, 12 months, me and him, we were in deeply conversations with members of the parliament about this new upcoming law. And it gives us slightly advance when it comes to fresh news directly firsthand. And I think this is also very important to have a directly contact to the members of the parliament to guide them a little bit. Because when you are that deep in this process of a new law, it's something I've never done before. But the last half year, I was deeply inside, have a lot of meetings with members of the parliaments, and it was kind of interesting, but also kind of shocking. When you're working on a new law and you are, I would say, kind of expert in it, and then you see what all the politicians do and what they know about, you get a bit shocked, right? And I was asking myself, if they do the same work with all the laws they are doing, with what they do with cannabis, that's fucking crazy because they have no clue. But this was our management team, and then we found our production team. Then the team is always the key to success, I would say. I cannot do all on my own. I need the expert to yeah. We have Justin. Justin is from the US. He already done the way in California, in Nevada, and afterwards also in Canada. He is quietly experienced when it comes to top shelf genetics and products. He is part of Calican in Colombia. Colombia has the perfect conditions to grow greenhouse or outdoor weed. They have 12 hours daylight every day, so it's kind of perfect. Then we have John Barnett, the master grower from Aurora. Yeah, I know Aurora is not known for top shelf cannabis. For this, we have Justin. But one of the biggest obstacles we're facing is if we set up a huge facility like we do with all this small unit. And the thing is, in all these units, let me go a step back with the regulations. You cannot trade nothing in between the clubs. What you can trade is snips or clones. And the German, that's to give you an idea how deeply educated our German politicians are. They call it a clone until it has no flower. So you can have the whole grow process at another club and still can trade the plants. Because when it has no flower, it's a clone, even if it's big like this. But that helps us a lot in our project because that means in our units, we just have flowering all the time. 8 weeks of flowering, harvesting, drying. What that means when you have 100 units, the organization behind has to be really on point to have all the plans ready at the right time. Because otherwise, we lose time, our clubs lose time, and this we cannot let happen. And then the best always we say for last, we have Atir. I think the most of you known her already. If not, you have to. She's also here. Can I have the next slide, please? It doesn't work. Ah, okay. Good to know. This is just another idea we have with Luxora, because it's forbidden to consume in the clubs, and it's forbidden to consume in an area about 100 meters around the club. And it's also forbidden to open up a club like 200 meters away from schools, from kindergartens, and playing grounds. Our idea is, or not our idea, we already have this building in the center of Berlin, because we are thinking Berlin will be the next cannabis capital of the world, because Berlin is Berlin. I think all of you know how Berlin is in the middle of Europe. And so we set our ideas to set up a cannabis firehouse, we call it. So you see it here on the plan. We will have like a building with 3 cannabis clubs right next to each other. That's not a problem. And then or a big, oops, sorry, a big, we call it better. A goldfish club, a private club, where you're allowed to smoke, just next door to the cannabis club. I think it's a nice idea to sit there, smoke a joint. And even there, it's also the thing is, when you give out the weed, it's not allowed to have any kind of promotion or marketing or commercial. The only thing what you can do is produce the best fucking weed, right? Because then that's the most important stuff. All the smokers, they want to smoke the best. And in the end, when you have like 3 guys standing next to each other from 3 different clubs, and you have like really top shelf, and the others hasn't, I know straight away what's happened next day. The 2 others try to join the other club. So that's our main focus, is to produce by far the best quality we can do. That's just our, I think I told you already this. I have to speed up, it's nearly over. But I give you a short timeline. February, that's already happened. The law passed the Bundestag. In April, it's projected that the new law will be intact 1st of April. We close in then our investment rounds, rental our building. Oh, this we already did. We have the building done. Start the build out. The things in Germany, the 1st of April, the law will be intact, but the clubs are just allowed to apply for the license 1st of July. Because the authorities needs more time to put up all the regulations. Start first grow will be September, because you have to give them up to 3 months until you get license. That means in December, when everything goes in a good way, the clubs can have the first harvest. So even if it means that there is kind of legalization 1st of April, doesn't mean that you will have products in the beginning of April. And then from 2025, we start our second production unit, and will be full capacity in the middle of next year. Yeah, just 2 minutes over, so quite good. If you have more questions, come to me or the members of my team. And yeah, we are open to answer all your questions. And now I'm happy to give the stage over